Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry that it took me a little while to do this next video. Um, I was supposed to do a video yesterday for a cover track review or whatever, but I never came around to the requested review that Quaranzen wanted me to check out. So I'm sorry about that, Quaranzen. I'll probably check it out. Most likely later tonight or something like that. I'm really sorry. I just got really tired and yesterday I was playing games and then I had to go run errands, so it was a busy day yesterday. So I'm returning to you for the OK to Meh albums of 2022 so far part 2 video. So it's going to be from 7 to 9, numbers 7 to 9. So I already mentioned albums 1 to 6 already, which if you haven't seen the first part, definitely go check it out because I mentioned Avril Lavigne Love Sucks on this list, Islander It's Not Easy Being Human, Pup The Unraveling of Pup the Band, Papa Roach Ego Trip, from Melly Davino Diary of a Black Pop Star EP, and Primus Conspiranoid EP. Those were the albums and extended plays that I mentioned on the first part, so definitely go check it out. And if you have seen it, feel free to watch this video. So let's get started with this OK to Meh albums of 2022 so far part 2 video. Now, sorry for the very lengthy intro. I just had to mention things that I forgot to mention because I was supposed to do a request review, like a request cover track review or something like that. But yeah, I got a little hung up doing stuff outside of YouTube, so yeah. Number 7 is Upon a Burning Body with Fury. Now, this album has not really grown on me that much, not in a good way. Um, it's an okay album. It's just there are some songs on there that sound really corny at times with how the guy's screaming it and all that. And I don't know, it's just with Upon a Burning Body, they've had some iffy releases. I think their Built from War EP was actually really good, in my opinion. This new album of theirs kind of set them back quite a bit, and not in a good way. So it's in an okay way, but it has some weak moments on the album with how the songs are structurally executing. So, yeah, I guess you can check it out if you want, but it's not that impressive. It sounds really uh, some childish lyrics at times and other pretentious lyrics too. So, I'm just not a fan of this album that much. I think it's okay, but it's nothing special. So at number 7, I picked Upon a Burning Body with Fury. At number 8 is Tate McRae with I Used to Think I Could Fly. Now, this was an album I wanted to see if it'd be good or not, and I was a little let down by this because of how some of the songs sounded pretty boring and generic, and not to say in a bad way, but there were some other songs that were okay, like What Would You Do was okay. It wasn't the best song, but it just felt like towards the end of the album, it started to get very draggish with how it was sounding, but they were structurally doing okay, the songs, but nothing to the point where I love it, love it. But yeah, I think she tried a little too hard, in my personal opinion, trying to make this album sound pretty good. And to me personally, it didn't, but it was okay. So it's on this OK to Meh albums of 2022 so far, part 2 lists. So at number 8, I picked Tate McRae with I Used to Think I Could Fly album. Definitely go check out my review if you haven't seen it. I try to explain it in the best way I can, and I've gotten quite a bit of comments that were backlashed, that were targeting how I view this album and all that. So they weren't agreeing with my personal opinion. So yeah. Number 9 is Imagine Dragons with Mercury Act 2. This was an okay album. I think it's a little better than the albums I just mentioned uh, before this, because there's some strong tracks on this album. It just depends, but they did drag this album out very long. For 18 songs and 57 minutes, it was an okay listen. It wasn't amazing. I think Sharks was probably an average song, and so was Bones was okay at least. It wasn't memorable in any way, but the patience is waning. Is this entertaining lyric is it's kind of cringy, honestly. But other than that, I think the album did okay structurally. Symphony, not so much. It was a little weird with the bum ba dum lyric and all that. It was nah, I wasn't feeling for it with Dan Reynolds was singing in it. Um, then you have some other songs that did pretty strong. I think towards the end of the album, the songs structurally got a little bit better, but not. They were very mellow, so I don't know if it'd be something you'd be interested in. Because some of the time, Imagine Dragons don't make very good albums. Their last album, Mercury Act 1, was not very good, and it was just disappointing, unfortunately. Even though they had a good song called Wrecked on there, the rest of the album tanked a bit with how it was sounding. Depending on the songs, of course. It just depends on the songs on that album, but yeah. For number 9, I picked Mercury Act 2 by Imagine Dragons. I think it's an okay album. It didn't make it on the disappointing album, so that's a good thing, but it's okay. That's gonna be it for this okay to meh albums of 2022 so far part 2 video. Comment below and let me know what you guys's okay to meh albums of 2022 are, if you have a list for it for this part 2 or whatever list you have for it. The albums that are on this list are 9 albums, which are Avril Lavigne, Love Sucks in my opinion, Islander, It's Not Easy Being Human, Pup, The Unraveling of Pup the Band, Papa Roach, Ego Trip, Tremelli Davis, Davino, I meant to say, Tremelli Davino, Diary of a Black Pop Star EP, Primus Conspiranoid EP, Pawn a Burning Body, Fury, Tate McRae, I Used to Think I Could Fly, and finally Imagine Dragons Mercury Act 2 album. So there's a couple EPs on this album, or this list I meant to say. Sorry if I'm slurring and slipping up with my wording. I'm just still a little tired. I woke up about an hour ago, so I'm like, damn, I slept in pretty long. But yeah, if you did enjoy this special video I made for you guys for OK to Matt albums of 2022 so far, part 2 video, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I'll have another video coming out as soon as I can for the Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp 18 album review. I'm going to check that album out and see what I think of it, because Johnny Depp singing is not so bad. It just depends on what song he's singing mostly. Because I've heard him sing for the uh, Hollywood Vampires, I think is what his band name was. I'm not 100% sure. You'll have to remind me in the comment section below. But he wasn't bad, just I don't know if it was the best vocals I've heard, but if he likes doing what he loves doing, that's great, because I know he's been through so much because of the Amber Heard and his trial and all that, because of that trial he was in earlier this year, or a few months ago, I should say. But yeah, they revoked Amber Heard's mistrial thing, so they threw it out. The judge did, so I was like, yes. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this okay to Matt albums of 2022 so far part 2 video. Did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Stay safe, guys. Take care. I'll have another video coming out as soon as I can. I gotta go to something at 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna be a little busy and hung up for a bit. But I'll try to get another video out as soon as possible. And as always, I will see you in my next review.